not changing to the different screen.
Alright, so we're watching the video now. Listen closely. I don't know if you can
Joke's on
about it again.
plastic bottles. Let's pay. What's wrong with water from the tap? We didn't have bottled water before huge companies began to log it. The joke's on us and the environment. The bottle costs maybe 1,000 times more than the contents. The bottle always heads for the landfill, just where it should go. All informed people agree that it's time to ban the bottle. Though you may agree with the argument presented, you may also have recognized bias. Bias is prejudice for or against a person, a group of people, or their ideas. Bias is an angle of view that unfairly misrepresents individuals or their ideas because it focuses on one side of the topic or aspect of the person, rather than presenting a valid view. Some texts, such as advertisements and political speeches, are intentionally biased. In those contexts, because the purpose of selling us a product, service, or idea is usually obvious, bias can be more easily identified. In newscasts, journal articles, and website information, we expect ideas to be neutral. However, bias is often still present. Pay attention to these markers when examining texts for bias. Is the language in the text meant to appeal to your emotions? We didn't have bottled water before huge companies began to log in. The verb flog means to sell aggressively. The adjective huge emphasizes the power of corporations as opposed to the individual. Both conjure negative connotations which elicit negative emotional responses. When examining bias, notice not only what has been included, but more importantly, what is missing. This perspective is from someone whose community has access to clean water. But what about the millions of people around the world? Even in our country, must drink bottled water. Asking the question, what's wrong with the water from the tap, generalizes that all tap water is safe for drinking. Stating that all informed people agree stereotypes and divides the listeners or readers into two groups: those who agree with the speaker and those who disagree, leaving no middle ground in the debate. With our varying preferences and experiences, we all bring our own biases to situations. By realizing this and thinking critically about what is presented and the biases within text, you will obtain an accurate, balanced understanding of important issues.
Okay, so is there anything new that anyone learned based on the video about bias? Okay, one volunteer. Tell me what you believe bias is. What's your name?
Me? Bias? Like someone opinion.
Someone's opinion. Thank you. Alright, so from that video, the person was talking about water bottles and how we should ban water bottles. However, the way that they went about it sounded very biased based on the way that they didn't consider a whole lot of other factors. In summary, that is, in essence, what bias is. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to use an example. So suppose that while listening to the radio, you hear an officer from the Department of Health say the following: aloe vera is an important plant. Why? Well, it provides rapid soothing of burns, cuts, scrapes, and skin irritations. It also assists in healthy digestion. Aloe vera has natural detoxifying abilities. Drinking aloe vera juice made from the gel and mixed with the rind of the leaf will improve bowel regularity and increase protein absorption. Aloe vera has also been shown to help in soothing heartburn, and other types of digestive problems. I personally believe that aloe vera juice should be a part of your daily diet. So based on that, if you were to hear that on a radio station, how would you feel regarding that? Do you feel like it's biased, or do you feel as though the person was giving very, like, worthy information? You stating facts. Anybody else has any opposing thoughts? So everybody agrees that he was giving good facts about aloe vera. Okay, so now let's say that I introduce some new information to you regarding that person and what they said. So let's say, for example, at first this paragraph seems off with good information, but would you be more skeptical if I were to tell you that the speaker grows the aloe vera plant commercially and bottles and sells juice made from the gels and leaves? Would that change your decision regarding if he was stating facts on the plant? So let's say that I tell you now that the speaker grows the aloe vera plant commercially and he bottles and sells the juice made from the gel. Like that's his personal business. Would that change how you felt about what he said about the aloe vera plant? How would it change it? You feel like you would only be trying to get a profit, trying to get you to buy what he's selling, right? So we have to take many things into consideration when we're going and we're trying to recognize our bias. Now, our objectives for this lesson. By the end of the lesson, students should be able to, one, can somebody read my first objective for me, please?
Find bias on these numbers.
Two, can someone read my next objective?
Find bias on these numbers.
Alrighty, and the third. Go ahead.
One side. Here, yeah, man.
And what's the third objective, guys?
If they only provide topics from a science standpoint, you can bear understanding of five different.
Alrighty. So with our notes that I gave you, they are fill in the blank notes. So we're going to use the information from the PowerPoint to input it on our paper. Make sure you write your name and the date. These are for your personal use. These are not for me. So you're going to use these when it comes to any test or anything that you may have. Alrighty. So what is bias? Can I have a reader for my definition of bias? Yes.
I hate you.
Go ahead.
Bias is a subjective way of thinking that tells only one side of the story. It occurs when someone, deliberately or unintentionally, influences you by presenting a slanted view of information or by presenting an emotional view. The result is that sometimes inaccurate information is presented or false impressions to you.
Alright, so fill in your blanks based on the missing words that you see. So based on the definition that I provided of bias, do we think that the definition that Khadijah gave us was similar in any way? Can anyone remember the definition that Khadijah gave us? No? Khadijah, can you repeat the definition that you gave?
She said,
Bias is a hypocritical way of thinking or telling one side of the story.
Alrighty, so it means that her definition was similar, right?
I did tell them.
It was similar. Great job. Anybody still need to fill in the blanks on this slide? First blank would be subjective. Second blank would be one.